On this planet, in this server, there are no ramen stalls anywhere in the world with a Michelin star. But this has one.米爆
辣椒、醋子都 OK 吗？
都 OK
要
不要水
还有其他的？
就这样。好了，谢谢。谢谢。Hello, we are in Orchard and we are starting at Orchard Bak Chor Mee today. And I love that they start by asking you the noodle that you want. My favorite S-tier telltale sign that a place sells good food is that there's only one thing on the menu. Anyway, I got their 790 version, which comes with noodles and a lot of bak chor on top. But if you pause it, you might see something a little sus. I don't want to say what it is right now. And also some soup, which comes with liver, pork slices, a fish ball, seemingly homemade from the odd sizes. Promising. Let's dive right in. The challenge today is to not give all 3 plates. This base is so lethal in this area. The combination of black vinegar, they make it very strong here. You can really feel the acidity and funk. And lard, a good amount of it, and big crispy pieces. You just clash the richness of fat with acidity. Many cuisines will tell you that it's a slam dunk. Additional point, if you have this after being a bit intoxicated, it will taste 10 times better. This is what I remember Circular Road Bak Chor Mee to be like. Noodles are of good texture as well. I trust by this point of the series you can tell the texture just by seeing the footage. And that is combined with a sweet porky soup with the flavour of the liver seeping out. Liver is thin sliced but treated, so it's smooth and very tender. But I don't think the pork slices have been treated. Fish ball, meatball, fish cake, all average, above average. There is but one miss, which I'm not sure if you caught it earlier. We have a tiny bit of raw pork. Unlucky. So this is probably a lump of pork, and then that little bit just got protected by the rest all the way till the end. Not a big miss at all, just dump it into the soup, it will cook in 5 seconds. And the next miss is a little bit controversial. And I know what you might be thinking. Eldrick, why are you at the staircase? Shy lah, walao. Talk in front of everybody, man. Say, oh, got raw pork, man. Anyway, this is a controversial miss, and I want your opinion on it. I took out my phone while I was in queue, and their GrabFood was on. Sure enough, there were a few drivers that passed me by to collect their order. And interestingly, there were quite a few moments where people seated were waiting for their bak chor mee to be served. Do you think they should turn off their GrabFood in peak hours? Do you think the people coming down to queue should receive priority? On one hand, I totally understand, you have to make as many bowls as possible during peak hour. I probably should have mentioned this just now. This place opens from 8 PM to 5 AM. So is the night crowd. So yes, they have to grind the dollar during this peak hour. On the other hand, is it disrespectful to the people who made the effort to come down, waiting close to an hour? I started here before the stall opened, so you can disregard the first 8 people, and it still took me 40-50 minutes to get seated. I'm not sure. Think about it, let me know. I'll see you guys at the next stop.
你要什么
8块米爆翅要辣。
让排后面蓝色，
安哥后面。
后面蓝色。
哦。
对，8块。
谢谢。Thank you, thank you. We are now at Crawford Street at the most controversial Michelin star in the world, Thai-Hua pork noodle. I came at about 8:50, so they go by a queue number system where you take your queue number if you arrive before 9 AM, and then they'll start calling the numbers after 9 AM. After then, which they will serve the walk-in customers. And I got their $8 version, and there are already 2 misses. It's a bit unbelievable, but okay. How unlucky am I? But I'll leave that till later. Let's get into it right now. On this planet, in this server, there are no ramen stalls anywhere in the world with a Michelin star. But this has one. Let's get the good parts out of the way first. Extremely good use of vinegar. All of the best parts of vinegar front and center. I don't think it will be an exaggeration to call these vinegar noodles. It is the key flavor profile, the star of the dish. It makes the noodles so appetizing and gives that really unique smell to it. Very delicious. If you are a vinegar lover or 爱吃醋的, this is the one for you. But I am so offended. I don't even know why I'm offended. I don't have a stake in the Bak Chor Mee business. I'll unpack my feelings later. First, 15 Bak Chor Mees in by now. I've ordered all mee pok, except this time, I also have mee kia. This is my first strand of mee kia in this series. Not only that, I have a piece of plastic. At first I thought it's the outer layer of the spring onions, because that can sometimes happen. But no, it's actually a piece of plastic. So unlucky, so unlucky. And I want to say that this is a small miss, because it's just unlucky. I'm willing to put money that the next 9 bowls don't have plastic, or mixed noodles for that matter. What I was absolutely shocked with is all the toppings, the liver, the mincemeat, the meat, the meatball, the dumpling are pre-cooked. They are made ready, and then after they cook the noodles, then they add the toppings on, not freshly cooked, and serve the bowl to you. That is very peculiar for something that cooks so fast. And because of that, it's cold. Even as a liver lover, tell me if you agree, cold liver is not nice. The iron taste gets more obnoxious. And as if it can be worse, these are the tiniest shreds of liver throughout the series. What is this? Did they use like a fruit peeler to cut the liver? And then we move on to the soup. It's a simple porky, seaweed, dong cai, spring onions kind of soup. But you can see the amount of rojia. It's not particularly thick, which is whatever. On one hand, I feel really bad for all the great Bak Chor Mees that we have had. Like for them to have the star when there are like 6, 7 better ones out there. Even if you account the mee kia and the plastic as bad luck, right? The ready-made toppings and the size of the liver is... But I don't want to harp on this, because it is not their fault that they have a Michelin star, obviously. Like, I totally understand. Imagine if somebody called me like the best content creator. Obviously, there's gonna be people rebutting that, understandably. So I want to make very clear it's not their fault. But to me, giving this the star for a dish that perhaps had the highest average standard across any series I have ever done shows that the most popular food guide, food authority in the world is more political than culinary. Why the wind blow strong? Relax. Whoa, it's not that serious. I don't know, I feel a little bit sad. Nah. Okay, let's move on. The next stop is a relative. I'll see you guys there. Classic. No matter how many series I do, this is the cliche. This is the baked-in storyline. Nobody can tell you whether a hawker is open today. Hello, 一个果冰冰小袋。
小大。
给我大的。
OK， 这个那里，你是说？
Thank you. We are now downstairs at Generation Coffee's Roasters. I was thinking of going to find a cafe, but I like this coffee so much during the Hong is Bought collab. Might as well do it here. Give this a go. Wait a minute. Is this the best kopi peng in Singapore? The sweetness and bitterness are trying so hard to one-up each other. It feels like being in a best-worst toxic relationship. Anyway, recap. This might be one of my sickest calls in all of the reviews that I produced. Remember when I said, this is what I remember Circular Road Bak Chor Mee to be like? It is because it is. The chef of this outlet is the disciple of one Uncle Andrew, also known as Uncle BK, who was the person behind the stove in BK Eating House. The one at Clarke Quay. All you Clarke Quay Bridge pre-drink people would know. And if you don't know, ask your parents what I'm talking about. Your parents. It's so uncanny that I made the comparison. My heart remembers flavors that my mind has forgotten. So yes, if you have it as a normal meal, it's great. Might not rival the best we have found, but still very, very good. But if you have it without all of your balance, it's freaking amazing. I imagine this place is part of a lot of people's nightlife game plan. And a miss that I was considering while eating it was how ridiculous the whole situation is. In front of me, I have a perfectly cooked Bak Chor Mee with near zero miss, but it might not make the top 5. How silly is that? And then we move on to Tai Hwa. I don't want to sound too harsh. Like, I don't want to use one instance to, judge the entire authority of Michelin. That's not fair. And you can argue that giving a hawker a Michelin star, accurate or not, the pros outweigh the cons. Everybody earns more money. YouTubers get more clickbait titles. But I don't like it. I don't want the most revered food authority to be political. And that just might be impossible in this world that we live in. I tried defending their view. I tried giving leeway for, food is subjective or whatever. But there are, I want to say, objective differences. You compare the cut of the liver, not even to Mui Siong, to 25, to your regular Bak Chor Mee. What is this? Toppings not cooked fresh is absurd. I don't even want to pull in the mee kia and the plastic, because that's really just unlucky. Although if you were to be strict with it, I believe one of the biggest factors of a Michelin star is consistency, but I don't want to go there. We stay objective. The soup, 25, both Mui Siong's, both Hock Lai Seng and Arthur, they are objectively more time consuming, objectively have more ingredients. And to rate Tai Hwa above them, not just above them, but 1 star, we can even pull the comparison even further. The only hawker stall in Singapore with a star. So you can go and question, what about all the top-notch hawkers? Where's their star? It sure as hell isn't because of the ambience. And I want to reiterate, this is not against Tai Hwa. It is not their fault that they got the star. They're just doing their best just like the rest of us. But yeah, a pity that we didn't get to try Tai Hwa. But from what I've read, their styles are similar for the most part. There should be some differences down to execution, but I don't imagine it will be too different. Take note that they are closed until 20th October, but I cannot afford to wait till then. This episode has to go out. But yeah, time for the verdict. 1 plate I'll work for the Bak Chor Mee, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the Bak Chor Mee, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in the city for the Bak Chor Mee. And the Bak Chor Mees today get 2-1. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that this gets a 2. It's not me, right? The average standard of Bak Chor Mee is very high, right? Like, even if you're not a Bak Chor Mee fan, so many places pay attention to their noodles, their toppings, how they serve it with, they put effort into their soup, they have technique cooking the liver, and all the different combination of the sauces. It covers so much of the palate. You want spicy, you want salty, you want sour, you want fat and rich. A lot of people care. Or is it just me? I'm still blinded by my love of the dish. I don't know. The person in love normally can't tell. As for Tai Hwa, it's still delicious. In fact, I will go as far as to say that it is one of the best options for people who really like heavy vinegar style. But in terms of, the rest of the dish, quite far from the competition. And that wraps all of the Bak Chor Mees that we're gonna feature in this series. Next week, we'll take a filler episode, as usual, for me to consolidate and figure it out how am I gonna choose the best one, because we'll be running it back, having them back to back to back in order to find the best Bak Chor Mee. I don't know if it's possible. I will not allow myself to give a co-winner. I will choose one. Yeah. But for now, that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!